So, the big question on my mind tonight is, wrestling fans, really, on this Survivor Series 2019 review, was Vince McMahon in the building? Did Triple H have full control over Survivor Series? Because NXT was the sole survivor tonight. NXT was the dominant brand tonight. I was shocked that WWE would go down that road. Absolutely shocked. Quite frankly, wrestling fans, I was shocked that WWE would go down the road of, if it wasn't for the pre-show, Monday Night Raw would not even had one win at the Survivor Series. Not one win. Thank you, Viking Raiders. That's all I'd have to say for Monday Night Raw. If it wasn't for Roman Reigns, SmackDown wouldn't even had a win at the Survivor Series. Quite frankly, this Survivor Series would go down in my estimation, before I even get started into it, wrestling fans, as one of the biggest surprises that I have ever seen. One of the biggest. Now, when I say that, does that mean that I genuinely liked what I saw tonight? That I genuinely enjoyed the Survivor Series that WWE put on tonight? No. No. Does it have to do with NXT winning? No. Absolutely not. One reason why I did not enjoy what I saw tonight was Rey Mysterio and Brock Lesnar. One reason why I did not is because they made that match absolutely dreadful to watch. That match was like watching paint dry. They booked it miracle or massacre. It was neither. It wasn't a miracle. It wasn't a massacre. It was boring, 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 boring. You know, when we look at the Survivor Series and we look at championship matches, they're supposed to make the whole pay-per-view come together. Lock it in. Make it intertwine with all the traditional Survivor Series matchups. And in this case, the triple threat matchups that we see to see who's the dominant brand. Aren't they? And what did the WWE Championship matchup do? It brought the pay-per-view down. Honestly, it made me want to turn the pay-per-view off. I'm glad that it lasted as short as it did. I knew it wasn't going to last very long. Number one, because Brock Lesnar was in it. But I had no idea that it was going to be that bad. I mean, I thought Rey Mysterio was going to get his butt handed to him. But, I mean, that was bad. Brock Lesnar literally lacing up his boots. Lacing up his boots. I can't believe that. Can't believe that garbage. Now, outside of Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio, which was only used for a cool-down matchup, and Rey Mysterio and his son to have their spot. So Rey Mysterio's son could get some experience inside the squared circle, and Rey Mysterio could have a moment with his son inside the squared circle. We saw some pretty good action. And we saw the Raw, the SmackDown, and the NXT men run around like chickens with their heads cut off. Literally. Because in the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination tag team matchup, that is all that was. SmackDown won. Didn't surprise me a bit. Excuse me. Now, I really wish they would have taken that match more serious, more traditional-like. They didn't. It took some of the, I don't know, the passion out of the Survivor Series, the tradition out of the Survivor Series that I've always liked. Maybe I'm just too old school. I know you have to have some different, and you have to put some different things to it, but it was too new for me. Too new. You have to keep things somewhat the same. I know they did that with the women. The women kind of did it the same. But the men, it was too outside the box for me. It's just me. But the biggest thing that I did see that I enjoyed in that matchup was the huge powerbomb that Roman Reigns took right before the spear. That huge powerbomb that he took right before the spear, that was epic. That was awesome in that matchup. But SmackDown came out the victor. Raw, the only win they got was the Viking Raiders, and that came on the pre-show. Congratulations, Viking Raiders. Congratulations, Monday Night Raw. Raw sucks in WWE's eyes as far as at the Survivor Series. I was surprised a little bit that Monday Night Raw didn't get at least one victory on the main show. But yeah, I thought AJ Styles would at least pulled out the victory. I know in my preview and predictions I said Roderick Strong, but the more I thought about it, NXT was winning so much on the way to the Survivor Series. I didn't think they were going to win this much at the pay-per-view. But hey, they pulled out so much. They dominated. They destroyed. It was destruction all over at the Survivor Series. Roderick Strong pulled out the victory in that matchup too. It was good. AJ Styles did a great job in that matchup. Really added to the match. Can't take anything away from Shinsuke Nakamura as well. That was a tremendous performance by all three competitors. Roderick Strong, victorious. Now, tomorrow, AJ Styles taking on Humberto Carrillo for United States Championship. Will AJ Styles drop the title to him? Remains to be seen. I'm not sure I want to see that yet, but I think it's coming sooner rather than later. Probably at TLC is when we will see it happen, but I have to wait and see what happens with that. The women's traditional Survivor Series elimination tag team matchup. Look, I liked this. It felt traditional. I liked it. NXT pulled out the victory. Kind of figured that they were going to in this matchup. You had to set the tone of NXT showing dominance because of what they did going into the Survivor Series. You couldn't just let NXT suck because of what they've done in the build. I just didn't think that it was going to be like that the entire pay-per-view. But it was a great contest, you know. I'm not going to say that it wasn't. I really enjoyed it. Very good matchup, indeed. But the NXT women pulled out the victory. Shayna Baszler defeated Becky Lynch and Bayley. Tapped out Bayley. Couldn't ask for anything better than that main event. And honestly, you want to talk about saving the day. That match saved the day from the match before. Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. So, thank you, Bayley, Shayna Baszler, and Becky Lynch. All three women did an excellent job, put on an excellent performance. I was pulling for, honestly, I was somewhat surprised that they put that in the main event. And because I was to a point, because I don't know, I thought maybe Lesnar and Rey Mysterio would be the main event, because Lesnar just has to have the main event spot all the time. But then I thought the build was the best with these three women. So, of course, they were going to get the build. So, I mean, they were going to get the main event. All three women did a tremendous job tonight, and they did save the day. Shayna Baszler, victorious at the Survivor Series. Honestly, Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt, they put on a great matchup too. I mean, you can't complain about that. You know, I like the fact that Bray Wyatt isn't just sitting there not taking any bumps, you know, and that kind of stuff. I like that. I like the Fiend. I like that the Fiend is actually having matches, you know, and isn't just, you know, popping right back up from everything. So, you know, I enjoy that, but I do like that. I do like that this rivalry, I think, is going to continue. The one thing that I wish WWE would get rid of, though, is the red light. The red light just makes it hard for me to watch. The red light with the Fiend just sucks. I hope somebody's listening to me right now. The red light, watching the Fiend in his matches, sucks. Everything else about the Bray Wyatt Fiend character is awesome. Except that in his match. It is very difficult to sit through that throughout that entire time. But keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, I could see him holding that title till WrestleMania, and you want to know the truth. Have to wait and see what happens. But overall, this pay-per-view, pretty good. I enjoyed it. You all let me know what you're thinking in the comments below. Not saying that it's my favorite pay-per-view anymore, or I genuinely enjoyed it, but it wasn't one that I'm going to... I enjoyed the pay-per-view, but at the same time, it's just... It's not one that I'm going to go back and watch by any means necessary. And you could definitely feel that Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn were not in complete control tonight. And if they were, I'm shocked. And I'm getting out of here. Catch you on the other side.